Hi everybody, I'm Thomas Hagen, as you may have noticed from the video title and or my name in the forum box. That being said, this is my project for my TEM class. Anyway, starting off, my first question is, what did you learn about or share about in the industry during your time in this course? I learned that the industry has many outlets, many different areas of expertise. I checked out a lot of TED Talk videos. I also took a look at a lot of the websites that were recommended through whichever outlet it was that we clicked the little links on. Bookmarked a lot of those. Actually, it was a lot of fun exploring those. The one thing I don't like about them is they're forum based. That aside, I'll have to learn how to get around that. I also learned another huge key is social networking, using certain social medias for your outlets as far as following people, figure out who's what. I did share some of the things I've learned with some of my friends and cause them to dabble into the websites as well and programs, so maybe I can get them to make accounts and have people to bounce ideas off of who live locally in Iowa. Question 2. What did you learn about your own future during this period of industry exploration? Well, I learned that the future is going to be competitive and always changing. That's the first and foremost, is it's always going to be changing, no matter what. We're stepping into augmented reality and virtual reality at this time. That aside, I've come to realize that with the current speed of everything's changing, I have to be a master of most all medias, or try to be, or at least whatever it is media that I'm going to be focusing on. So game art. I've learned that a good thing to do within that time period is to, while social networking, collaborate with friends, also professionals in the media, or I guess in the medias that I'm a part of. I shouldn't be afraid to collaborate. That's been my biggest problem. I go lone wolf a lot of the times with things, and I realized that a lot of my good ideas come off by bouncing them off of somebody else. Just kind of getting another view, I suppose, instead of my own. It helps kind of stir the creative pot, as it would say. It also brought to my attention that when you think about movies and games, they're a big giant collaborative team anyway, so it's something that I'm going to have to start working more towards, finding other artists who are into what it is I do and therefore going along with them. Question 3. Going forward, how will you apply the skills and concepts you've gained to your future successes, both in the academic career as well as your professional career? I will be applying these skills by, applying them. Like I said above, collaborating with friends and other professionals in the industry to get more involved, especially with the websites. I might start creating accounts on those websites to actually start asking my own questions and giving my own advice, and potentially posting my own works in progress so I can get some more constructive criticism. The stuff with my academic career, I'm going to try and do a better job of soaking up every single thing I see. I'm paying them essentially to teach me the ways of the industry, so I feel like I should have a better sponge of a brain for everything they have to say. Of course, I kind of went in leading that way anyway, and just maintaining that aspect is important. Question number 4, if you could give the upcoming TEM classes some advice, what words of wisdom would you offer those students to help them get the most they can from this experience? I'd give them a bit of advice from the future would be wear sunscreen. Cue sunscreen song. I really hope you get that. Anyway, I tell them not to take any of the classes lightly. Basically, it's going to seem easy in the beginning, very easy in the beginning. In fact, I wasn't doing a lot of my assignments till last minute, which is a terrible habit that I'm breaking, so doing a little bit better on that note. Also, put forth the best effort you can. There's no reason not to. You get what you put into it, essentially. And as my father said in the more adult way, whole butt something instead of half butting it. You understand. It's just, if you go above and beyond, you went that extra step, you learn something about yourself and how you create things, how you make things. It's a better expression of yourself. Also, another thing I've learned that is important would be to try and make some friends. Try and make some friends in your classes. So I guess I'm trying to say, I know it's a little bit more difficult when it's a web-based class that you don't see people face to face and you can hang out with after school. Having more friends in the early stages while you're still trying to figure out, more in the meat and potatoes of your industry. For instance, if I made a friend in the audio producing industry or whatever, music producing, I could later on down the road need to use music for something, and they could probably do a much better job of making it, I guess, than I could. Tags along with the social networking. Like I said, it can't hurt to try and reach out to somebody in a different industry. Give it a shot. I haven't, so it's kind of hypocritical for me to say that, but I'm going to try and do that more when I get into the meat and potatoes of my game art program. With all those things being said, best of luck to your classes. It's only going to get harder from here, which, as it should. Soak it up. Do the best that you can in all of your classes. You're paying for it. Don't just get the piece of paper, get the knowledge behind the piece of paper that you can prove to whoever it is employs you. So, best of luck to you.